Well, we've made it to game 40, and Toronto's still in first. Montreal still in fourth, but it looks like playoffs are locked, aren't they? I know there's 16 games left, but I think Calgary has like a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Vancouver's season looks like it's done, and Ottawa's Ottawa. Basically, all we just don't know the order of the top four and who's going to play who. Like this could be a first round matchup. Um, which would be very fun. Honestly, any matchup in this division is going to be fun. So Montreal's still, trying to expand their lead of fourth over Calgary, who's fifth, and Toronto's trying to extend their lead first overall in the North Division. We'll go over the shots and stuff first because this game, honestly, was if you were going a certain way, you had the shot advantage. First period, Toronto, they had the shot advantage. They had the chance advantage. Second period, Toronto went to sleep, and Montreal absolutely just walloped them, 17 shots to 4 in the second. Then the third period, they literally said, like on the broadcast, like a minute and a half in, when Toronto was all over Montreal, like, wow, you go this certain way, and you have the advantage, and you're dominating play. Now, there was a time, maybe 2 or 3 times, that Montreal had like extended offensive zone pressure. Leafs couldn't get the puck. Leafs collapsed down low, and Montreal was just feeding it and around the perimeter trying to get shots off. And at times it was quite scary. Tail end of the game, you have a 1-goal lead. It looks like Montreal comes in offside. Next thing you know, they're in the zone for 2.5 minutes. And obviously it bit them in Toronto in the butt later on in the game as well. But let's just get into the goals, shall we? Jake Allen's playing in net for Montreal, as I believe Price is injured, and Jack Campbell's back in, and he's going to beat, well, it's the plan in this game, if they win, which we already know they did, setting a franchise record, beating Felix the Cat Potvin. 9 in a row? No, give me 10 in a row to start the season. I forget what they said what the league record is. It might be 10. So, like, the next one could take the lead, the league's record, and I think that's held by Carey Price actually, with 10. Just crazy. What crazy company, for Jack Campbell to be in. So let's get into the goals. First period, first minute, all Toronto, and it's the Matthews line. They're dominating play, and then of course it's Austin Matthews. He gets the puck behind the net, uses his body, shields the puck, gets it all the way out front. Allen, he's covering the left post, doesn't cover the right. Matthews wrap around, far side goal, 1-0 early, his 28th of the season. Marner actually went off after his 55-second shift, and Mikheyev jumped on, and Mikheyev actually helped out with that play, getting it low to Matthews. That's great to see. Speaking of Mikheyev, I know I'm jumping a bit, but he went up to the second line this game because Nylander is out with COVID protocol. So Mikheyev, Galchenyuk, and Tavares played together, and they were fantastic. Mikheyev was great. Tavares had so many chances. He looked phenomenal. And Galchenyuk, he had like a bone to pick with Montreal. He was crashing, banging. He had chances left, right, dangles, coming over the blue line, backhand, toe drag around, feed it through to Tavares driving the net. Actually, Toronto did that play tons of times, coming over the blue line, cutting to the middle, and the other forward just drives straight, and they just do a soft pass through the D to him. It led to a goal later on. Galchenyuk did this a number of times. Drop passes or just feeding it through the center of the ice there in the Canadian zone to Tavares, to Mikheyev, whoever. It was lovely. But yeah, Galchenyuk, Tavares, Mikheyev, they were on this game, as of course were the first line. Literally, a minute and a half, though, after that Matthews goal to get back on track. Leafs defensemen, I think it might have been Bogosian and Dermott. Don't quote me on it. I don't know who it was. I can't remember. They went to the same player in front of the Leafs net, and Suzuki made a beautiful pass to Corey Perry all by himself. And Campbell had the bottom of the net covered. It looked good. Perry, pump fake. Campbell just lifts his pad. Perry's obviously waiting for him. I thought he was going to go high, feeds it down low, goes through. You know what, Campbell, he had it, but then, yeah, he lifted up that pad. It's 1-1. And then we move on to the second. And all I'm going to say about the second period is Montreal absolutely just walloped Toronto. 17 shots to 4. They were all over him. It didn't seem like Toronto could get anything going, really. Um, yeah, but no goals. So thank you, Jack, and thank you, D. And forwards, getting in lanes, blocking shots and whatnot. Weren't getting anything offensively. At least you didn't let in anything defensively either. So move on to the third period, and 2.5 minutes in, 2:32 to be exact, TJ Brody gets his first as a Leaf. Barabanov and Simmons are in down low. It comes up actually to Barabanov, and he just kind of gets the puck on net. Doesn't even make it to Allen. Bounces to Brody coming off the bench, I believe. And he comes in, fires it, scores. Leafs have a 2-1 lead. And speaking of Barabanov, I thought he had a great game. He got rattled a couple times, got some good hits against him. He just kept going. Good for him to get back, into the lineup and have a good game. 8 minutes, after that, it's that first line magic again. Holy crap. So remember, I was saying that Galchenyuk and other Leafs were using that come into the blue line, come into the center and just feed it softly through as the other player goes through the D, like just driving the net. And Marner does that here. He does it, feeds it to Matthews. Matthews, a little backhand onto the net, and Hyman's there to pot it in. It went in and out so quick. I didn't even realize he scored. I don't even think Allen knew he scored. Matthews did, though. And there you go. You have the Leafs a 3-1 lead with, half a period to go. And, the Montreal, poured on a little bit. And remember I said, Montreal got that extended time a couple times. And with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, Corey Perry scores. There's traffic in front of the net. Gets to him. He pots it in behind Campbell. And it's 3-2. And it got a little sweaty because I think it was right after this, when Toronto was up by 1, that it looked like Evans, I think it was offside. And then the Canadiens had it in the zone. The Leafs were collapsing really down low. They were giving the perimeter. And, Montreal's got some bombs back there and then get the puck through. I think it was Jeff Petrie. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Toronto Maple Leafs and Jack Campbell keep the puck out of the net. Jack Campbell sets franchise record. He's looking to set the league record with he's at 10 wins now, going for that 11th next game. Oh, it feels good to beat Montreal, doesn't it? So yeah, Toronto 27-10-3, 57 points in the North. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Looking over at the team stats and everything, shots on goal were 34-32 Montreal. Toronto had a good first and third. Second period, all Montreal. Power plays, 0 for both teams. Penalty kills actually looks good. Toronto, their power play, they didn't score, but they had a couple chances. Hitting, of course, is going to go to Montreal. It's always going to go to Montreal, 20-12. Block shots, it was the Leafs defending that lead. There was a big block by Mitch Marner at the end of the game on, I think it was a Petrie shot, if I can remember. There was like a couple seconds to go, and he blocked a nice block. He always seems to do that. So Toronto blocked Montreal 20-16. It was good blocks down the stretch. Turnovers, though, gosh, it keeps getting worse and worse, doesn't it, for Toronto? Toronto turnovers, 29-13. 29-13. Jumbo Joe had like 5, I think, at least. I guess you could probably count them as turnovers. There was one power play where Morgan Riley had 3 himself, just like dazed out there, dropping the puck back to no one, mishandling it. Luckily, it didn't bite the Leafs in the ass there, but they're still winning. I would like them to sort out those turnovers. Yeah, Leafs are still in first. So I guess the big question is, what's the Leafs going to do at the trade deadline? You've got Freddie Anderson, a question mark still. Nothing's come out about him. So do they go for a goalie? Do they chase Allmark? Why not? Buffalo's in sell mode. I was listening to Steve Dangle podcast the other day, and they were saying if I'm Buffalo, I'm trying to sign him because he's one of their only good players, which is true. But Buffalo franchise, maybe they'll trade him if Freddie is hurt long term, because I know Mike Hutchinson's done well this year, but I don't want him as the backup if Campbell does get hurt or his injury gets worse. Um, Offensively, I was thinking, okay, do they need like a top six forward? But Galchenyuk looks great there. Nylander, I don't think will be gone long, so that top six solidified. Um, Third line, I know when Hyman's down there, it's lovely. So the only thing that you could do is if you get a top six forward, you bring Hyman down to that third line, and Mikheyev, Engvall, and Hyman just go rough shot on weaker lines. However, Hyman up with Matthews and Marner, it's just so glorious, isn't it? That third line, I would probably put Engvall, Kerfoot, and Mikheyev on there, and then have the oldies down on the fourth line. Jason Spezza can carry that line, can he? And then, if anything, maybe just grab a spare defenseman. But at the same time, you're like, okay, even if like Riley or Dermott go down, you bring in Sandin. But it's more like the right side because I can't believe I'm saying this, but Zach Bogosian's. Can you replace a Bogosian type? Like Liljegren's not a Bogosian type. So do you find someone like that? Justin Hall plays a ton of minutes. Brody. So it's that right side maybe. Get a spare in there. I'm not sure. I don't want Martin Marincin to come anywhere near the Leafs. But who knows? It'll be exciting because who knows what Dubas is going to do. No one knew that he was going to get Jack Campbell, and look how that turned out, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Fun times ahead. Jack Campbell's going for that next record. Leafs still have the lead. Austin Matthews is taking the league by storm in goals. Oh, man. Imagine if this was a full 82 games. I think going into this game, in Matthews' last 82 games, he had 98 points and 57 goals or something like that in his last 82 games. He scored again tonight, got another point. The guy's amazing. The whole team's, I'm happy. And yeah, so that's it. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Montreal Canadiens 3-2. Leafs are 27-10-3, 57 points, first in the North. Bring on the next game. Go Leafs, go.